It was not my private life. Huh?
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you also for staying for our Q&A. Pardon me. Speaking of private life, can you talk about how you created the character of Noura, where she came from?
Vous pouvez parler en français.
Ok, super. Donc, j'ai créé ce personnage. En fait, j'ai fait un documentaire il y a quelques années sur une femme. Et grâce à cette femme, je me suis immergée beaucoup dans le milieu de la délinquance où j'ai rencontré beaucoup d'autres femmes et des familles. Et c'est à force d'observer et d'entendre toutes ces histoires que j'ai un petit peu réuni ces histoires de femmes pour essayer d'en créer une.
So I saw a documentary a few years ago about a woman in this situation, and since then I also found out a lot about the criminals that were around, and so this is what inspired me to create the movie.
You had made the documentary, not seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was a documentary.
It was my documentary.
It's
First
a documentary I made.
And for Lutfi and Hind, it's the relationship that you portray is so complex. Can you talk about how rehearsals were, how you came to be able to share such a difficult relationship on screen?
So sweet, no? Non, c'est bon, merci. So Lutfi and I have known each other for at least 20 years, maybe more, as actors and colleagues. And when we started rehearsing for this film, I couldn't stand him anymore. And it's true, like it was visceral. Like I couldn't even smell him. I could not be, because that's how it had to be. And I think because he's a very good actor, very talented, he felt that and he started capitalizing on it. So he started just poking me more and more, and that created a tension that I think Hind just caught on frame beautifully. But it was both of us, I think our approach to both characters was very organic. It was not really rehearsed. It was not, the mise en scène was quite simple. She just worked a lot with us she talked about those characters a lot. We were talking for hours and hours and hours, and I think after that we kind of assimilated and just went in front of the camera with her trust, because she's really trusted us blindly. And we had those scenes like the fight scene when we go out, when I try to protect the children from hearing the horrible things he says. This was really an acting built, like we built it all together. We did not know. And what's good with Hind is that she's very democratic. She's open to suggestions. She's open to trials, and we tried, and that's it.
Voilà, elle a tout dit.
She said everything.
Mais sauf que you will translate, yes.
Oui, bien sûr.
Voilà, بثقة. C'est que ce film-là, ce qui nous touche, nous, tant qu'acteurs, et ce qui nous attire dans le scénario et dans les rôles que Hinde Boujemaa, la réalisatrice, a proposé, c'est que c'est un challenge parce que ça paraît très simple, le jeu, et la vie de ces gens très simple, mais c'est très complexe parce qu'il faut être effacé tant qu'acteur. Il faut être très humain. Il faut que le spectateur oublie qu'il y a des gens qui jouent et rentre comme s'il avait ouvert une fenêtre.
So what attracted us to work in this movie as actors is that it was on the surface a very simple story. But in fact, we had to completely withdraw and forget about ourselves and just immerse ourselves in the roles.
Yes, it was a challenge for me too. I mean,
Yes.
to work with two stars, and to let people forget Hind Sabri and forget Lotfi, and be with Jamel and Noura. It was really a challenge for me.
Voilà, c'est un bonheur de travailler avec Hind Sabri, qui est une grande actrice que j'aime beaucoup. Et,
This
Non,
is
c'est
an
vrai.
actress I love working with.
et on était heureux de finir le film parce que c'est une vie misérable de chien.
And we were so happy to
C'est vrai.
finish working on the film because it was
Voilà.
we were kind of miserable.
I would like to open it up to the audience. If there are any questions, just please raise your hand nice and high. I will also repeat the question for the benefit of people who might not have heard.
C'est pas vrai.
Comment vous avez écrit le scénario? Parce que ça parle d'une histoire très simple, vous avez ajouté beaucoup de détails, par exemple, certains téléphones. Et aussi, c'est les deux hommes qui sont dans sa vie. Ça pourrait être noir et blanc, vous avez fait beaucoup de nuances. Et c'est pas le cheval des temps qui arrive, c'est beaucoup plus nuancé que ça. Et comment ça.
So the question is in regards to first he says, congratulations, we are deeply afraid of you. So this is, congrats, you are very great in your role. And the question is the process of writing the script, and especially in regards to the men and the nuance of their characters, and also on a legal level as well, the details of this.
Parce que je pense justement que c'est toute la question de la nature humaine. Donc, bon, c'est mon premier long métrage fiction, mais je pense que je traiterai toujours mes personnages de la même manière. On est tous nuancés, on a tous en nous toutes les pulsions, tout, de la jalousie à l'amour, à la haine, tout existe en nous. Et c'est juste comme je vois parfois les humains comme une table de mixage. Et c'est juste qu'on est mixés tous différemment. Et quand j'écris, je pense à ça. Donc la jalousie peut être plus provoquer ça chez quelqu'un, une autre réaction chez un autre. Et je pense que c'est toute la question de la nature humaine et qu'il faut être en écrivant. En tout cas, c'est quelque chose dont je reste très proche.
So when I was writing this movie, I was thinking about human nature and how complex it can be in different situations, and how people change in different situations.
Oui.
And maybe also thinking of things like a mixing table, sound mixage, and we're all at different levels in some way.
Yes,
The volume goes up and down.
Yeah, everybody has jealousy, love, sadness inside. Everybody have everything inside, and we are the mixed table, and everybody have a dosage, different dosage of all those things. So when I write in this way. I mean, I like human.
Mm-hmm.
I know this movie is in Tunisia, right? So how would the Tunisian culture, the society take this movie? Is it existing in the society, or is it open, like, because does this happen quite often? I mean, how is Tunisian society accept this?
So the question is in regards to the reception in Tunisia, if you think it will be open to the critiques that the film raises of Tunisian society.
But, well, I'm optimistic, so because the movie n'est pas encore sorti, donc à Tunis. Mais je pense qu'en Tunisie, on a un public extrêmement intelligent et qui est capable de débattre, et c'est l'objectif de ce film. Donc, même, on aura certainement, comme dans tout film ou tout roman, ou, des gens pour et des gens contre, enfin pour, en tout cas, qui aiment ou qui n'aiment pas, et c'est l'objet même, c'est l'essence même de l'art et du cinéma. Donc, je ne vois pas de grosses problématiques pour ce film en Tunisie, en tout cas.
The movie hasn't premiered in Tunis, but I'm confident that it will be well received because the Tunisian society is open to debate.
Je peux? When we gonna project the film, c'est que ça dit comme ça? Okay. I think it's gonna be a little bit shocking the people and what we want, because and they have to accept because it's part of reality of Tunisia and here and reality of the world. This film is not real Tunisian, you know. It can be everywhere. It's love, it's jealousy, it's all this. Donc, this is a story of people want to love each other, they can't. Mais les gens doivent accepter leur réalité, c'est tout.
People must accept their reality.
Oh, we're just right here.
Allah.
Thank you.
I like to give you the choice.
Whatever you like, exactly.
Her mother, hello, mom.
She got a check.
She got a check.
Banking, she won in lotto.
But at the same time, I think it's very, very beautiful and powerful that it ends on this ambiguous but potentially hopeful note. And
Yeah.
was this always intentional for the end of the script?
Yes, oui, parce que vraiment, j'ai hésité. Mais j'ai hésité parce que Hind avait donné plusieurs nuances de jeu. Enfin, on avait réfléchi ça ensemble. Mais j'ai hésité. Et puis à la fin, je me suis dit, non, mais je ne vais pas plomber. Ne pas donner d'espoir à cette femme, c'était dur. Et j'avais besoin de ce tout petit espoir comme ça pour dire que c'est possible et pour dire aussi qu'il y a toujours un pourcentage dans la société où on ne va pas condamner, où elle a une chance de s'en sortir. Ce n'est pas 100% obscur. Parce qu'il y a un homme qui l'aime de l'autre côté.
So at the end of the movie, I didn't want to leave this woman hopeless, and I wanted to give her just a ray of hope, because in society there will be at least 1% of people who agree with her choices and support her.
But also there was hesitation before, and it was through the repetition of what Hind brought to the film that that you finally landed on this ending. Yeah. In the very back. Yes, and then and then you.
Next movie.
You on WhatsApp.
I'm interested in a number of things. First of all, the writing of the text, the script, feels to me, because of my life experience, very Jacobian, that there are ambiguities of all kinds. What I love, I hope, I pray I get to see you all work again, is nobody is purely anything except trying to exist.
Yes.
In the with what they've been given. And I found that amazing. And also, I wanted to just put a pause for whatever the expression is, for the other gentleman who's part of the trio. And I think that I don't know how you do that, whether it's called casting or intuition or just fortune or brilliance. That's really staggering.
You're going to make us cry now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mais c'est la vraie violence. C'est ce qu'on a essayé de faire dans le film, de ne pas avoir une violence stéréotype, une violence hollywoodienne, une violence de film. Ce que j'aime chez Hind, Hind la réalisatrice, pas Hind. Deux Hind. Double Hind, we have double Hind. Ce qui est bien avec Hind la réalisatrice, c'est son premier film, mais avant, elle a fait beaucoup de films parce qu'elle était une des plus grandes maquilleuses professionnelles du cinéma tunisien et du cinéma international. Donc, elle a eu la chance de vivre avec des réalisateurs, de vivre avec des acteurs, de voir le cinéma et de savoir quoi faire, quoi éviter dans le cinéma et quoi faire peut-être tant que réalisatrice.
Hinde has a lot of experience. She's been around many directors, working previously, and even though this is her first film,
Yes, he said I was a makeup artist first.
So
This
she's
is
been
my first
around
movie
the milieu a
and
lot.
changed my private life.
But also, I
So I
think
worked a lot with other directors, and I learned a lot what to do and what not to do. I think so. Thanks to them, and he said that.
and concerning the violence as well, that it isn't a violence typical and a Hollywood level of violence, but an everyday one that may not be shown on screen as much, but is very present in society, and that was important to show.
Yeah, I want to add also something. I like that the way we dealt with violence and domestic violence is that this is such a tricky private part of our private lives where you don't know when does it start? When does violence start in a couple? When can you tell that you are being abused? Is it always hitting? And so many women are down. How would you say it? They cannot say that they are facing violence on a daily basis because they're not being hit, because it's not obvious, because nobody's yelling at them. But violence can be silent. It can be so subtle. It can be just being forced into a relationship, feeling that you cannot get out of it, that you do not exist outside of this scheme. And this is what I liked about it. It's because it gives the freedom for many women to say, oh my God, I am going through violence. It gives them that opportunity to say, okay, so I don't have to have bruises. And that's very important.
Yes, it was. It's for me more. Je veux dire, c'était presque une solution de facilité de faire, par exemple, qu'il la frappe.
Oui.
Pour moi, c'était une solution de facilité, donc je voulais pas aller dans ça. Et c'est quelque chose, quand on a travaillé ces scènes difficiles, c'était quelque chose, ils savaient que c'était mon désir. Eux-mêmes, de toute façon, je pense, c'est exactement, on a vraiment la même vision des personnages. C'était extraordinaire, ça. Donc, c'était pour moi plus important d'aller chercher le même degré de violence, même plus que cette violence qu'on peut attendre de coup, tu vois. Il fallait aller chercher ailleurs quelque chose d'aussi révoltant.
So we were on the same wavelength with the actors about depicting the violence, that it didn't need to be so much shown, but more felt. And so you don't have to have physical violence in your face to feel it.
And that it would also be almost easier to show that than to explore the complexity of what this film did.
To do that, I mean, it's easy to.
Oh, I'm unfortunately getting the signal that we have to wrap up. Perhaps we continue the discussion out in the hall. Please, another big round of applause for NOURA'S dream.